Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I love you, and I'm sending you a really big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane in this now moment. So here's the quick message that I received this morning. It's about how our physical bodies are expanding and contracting. And this expansion and contraction is very physical, and it occurs all throughout the ascension process. And right now, especially in 2020, we have been experiencing this expansion and contraction energetically and physically all the time, multiple times throughout the month. So what does this mean, this expansion and contraction? Remember, it is your physical body that is ascending, not you, right? The physical form is what is shifting into higher frequencies. And when that happens, you start to awaken into these higher states of consciousness. And you remember who you are, your higher self, blah, blah, blah. When the body starts to receive really high frequencies and a huge amount of it all at once, i.e. when we step into portals, right? When we go through solar eclipses, full moons, things like that, there's a huge amount of light, high frequency light that moves straight into our body. Now, normally there's always light coming into the body to assist in our ascension process. But when we move through really intense portals, like a birth canal, it's like the faucet gets turned on and there's a lot more light that comes in. When that high frequency light comes in, we are in an expanded state. Okay, we feel it very differently depending upon who you are in physical form and your physical form in general. But we are in a more expanded state. Your body is spinning all of this light, and so it's trying to extend itself. It's trying to expand so that it can bring in and hold, assimilate, acclimate, and anchor this light, right? It needs to anchor it. And so it's expanding out like a balloon, okay? Just imagine a balloon being filled up with helium and it's expanding. As soon as that portal closes, we start to contract. The reason the body starts to contract is it needs to now assimilate and anchor this light. And so it slows down and it starts to move itself into a really tight space. And when this happens, your body starts to feel tight. It starts to feel congested, claustrophobic. You feel like your body aches. You feel disconnected, perhaps. It feels really heavy, right? Your body is trying to bring those high frequency lights and integrate or acclimate it into the denser light that's in there, right? So it's trying to merge it together or alchemize it. And when that happens, your body physically feels, it feels contracted. It feels dense. It feels like it needs to stretch. It may be really exhausted and it can't move, right? You don't want to do any exercise. It may feel like you just are hung over, right? You woke up and you're like, I just feel really hung over even though I didn't drink. That's your body contracting. I want you to visualize the contraction as your body squeezing all the light together as it alchemizes. Okay, because what it's doing, the ascension process is high frequency light coming in, alchemizing the dark. And so in these contracted states, what else happens is that the denser consciousness that you're feeling starts to alchemize. And when that happens, you really start to feel it more. So you feel heavier. You feel like you're more in a third dimensional consciousness. You feel more sadness or irritability. Irritability is a huge sign of contraction, right? You're so irritable. These are all consciousnesses denser than the light that your body is now holding. And it's trying to alchemize and bring it together. I hope this makes sense. So in the contraction stage, first of all, can you start to get aware of, oh my God, my body is in that expanded state today. Oh my God, my body is in that contracted state. And the contraction and expanded states can last multiple days. Right? There's no set way in which this process unravels for each person. It's not like, oh, when you are ascending, you're going to expand for 6 days and contract for 6 days. That doesn't work. No such thing as black and white in the ascension process. Some people may be in a contracted state for 2 weeks, 1 day, 6 days, right? Some people may be in an expanded state for longer periods of time or shorter periods of time. Eventually, as we start to anchor more of the high frequency light into our bodies and create a baseline of high frequency, we won't be expanding and contracting as often. we'll start to find ourselves more in an expanded state more and more, because there isn't as much density to contract down into and alchemize. So right now, many of us are in a contracted state, which is the point of this message. Many of us are in a contracted state. So you may be feeling blah, heavy, hard to breathe, like just that gross feeling, right? You may be feeling like you don't want to move your body. You may be irritated. You don't want to talk to people. You may feel like everything is just kind of gray and not exciting. I don't know. There's so many ways in which you can feel this contracted state. But here is what the Galactic Federation of Light had me do this morning. And I just want to offer it up to you. It's a really simple, kind of silly thing to do, but it really helped me just like that. Lay on your back on the ground. Arms out, legs out like a starfish. Just try it. So when you're in a contracted state, or when you're in a state of like tightness, like you feel like your body needs to like stretch or move stuff through, lay on the ground, arms out, legs out, close your eyes and feel everything in your body drop to the ground, like as if the earth is pulling your body into the ground, okay? And then, I'm noticing now that you can't really see me that well, the light's not so great, sorry. As you start to feel yourself dropping into the earth, just start to breathe in and out through your nose and just completely relax. Let everything drop, let everything quiet, let everything settle. You want to call in your family of light, you want to call in your star family, your guides, the blue avians, whoever you want to call in, call them in. But just let everything drop. And just breathe. Quick exercise. Makes not a lot of sense, but it helps, right? It's interesting. The Galactic Federation of Light is always talking about how we are going to need to continue to learn tools and ways in which to navigate our now moments as we are in the arena right now, as we are navigating this density externally and internally, right? And so here's a really simple technique. Lay on the ground, arms out, legs out, eyes closed, breathe in and out through your nose, feel everything drop into the earth, feel yourself get heavy, and just relax. So get present in the body even more. Feel yourself. Oh, I'm in an expanded state. Oh, I'm in a contracted state. Not judging it. You see, the more you understand, the more you are educated in what's happening, the more you don't judge it. Oh, I'm just contracted right now. Not I. My body's contracted. That's it. That's all you're experiencing. You're experiencing a contraction. So instead of saying I'm lazy, I'm dense, I'm disconnected, I'm not aligned, something's wrong with me. No, you're looking at it as the ascension scientist with your ascension goggles on, saying, oh, today I'm in a contracted state, which means my body is contracting in, alchemizing the density and the light so that it can anchor down higher frequencies and create a higher baseline. The baseline, of course, is the frequency that your body's always holding. And this baseline always goes up, slowly. But it has to alchemize the density, and it has to alchemize the super high frequencies that your body can't hold. And the contracted state does that. The expanded state allows all that high frequency light to come in. So be gentle with yourself. You are doing it. Thank you for being in the arena right now. Get even more familiar with your body. Let that breath move everything through. And practice laying on the floor like a starfish and see how it works. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just practice. It may help you. I love you. Mwah.